Sooner Nation, welcome back to the Sooner Surge, and got a commitment video today from the portal. Tight end Bauer Sharp out of Southeast Louisiana has committed to Oklahoma, and this is a need, a want, a must get for OU out of the portal at tight end. 6'5", 245, great size, great athleticism as he used to play quarterback. So he's smart, he can move, very athletic. And if you watch his tape, yes, the obvious thought would be, well, he's from Southeast Louisiana. Go watch the tape. That's all I got to say. Go watch the tape. And a lot of the big Power 5 schools were after him in the portal. So big get for Oklahoma, Hunter.
Yeah, I know a lot of people will see FCS, Southeastern Louisiana, and write him off. But look at his frame, 6'4", 245. Like, he's a big guy, big-time tight end. He's played wildcat quarterback for them quite a bit. Ran it pretty well. I think he had a fake punt for about 50 yards, just ran it right up the middle. He's a guy where if he would have been recruited as a tight end out of high school, or if college programs would have looked at him, and not as a quarterback like what he was playing in high school, but as at the next level as a tight end, he would have had a ton of Power 5 offers from the jump. Then he enters the transfer portal right now, had offers from OU, Utah, Tennessee. Those are 3 Power 5 programs, or Power 4. 2 of them are SEC programs, and also had interest from the likes of Bama, Mississippi State. Like, there was all sorts of big-time programs looking at him. The 3 that offered him were obviously Oklahoma, Utah, Tennessee, but those are big-time programs, and for Oklahoma, they desperately need a tight end. Like, at this point, it was just somebody to play that position, to go into that position room, and that you're able to get Bauer Sharp, who I think is one of the better tight ends in the class. I mean, there was a few others that OU missed out on, but you look at Sharp's upside and the potential you have over the next 2 years with him. And I really like where they're heading because, man, he's pretty quick. He can make the contested catches. So, and a good frame that should translate well to the SEC.
Yeah, and like you said, 2 years. That's important too. It's not like you're going to get a guy just for 1 year. You got him for 2 years. So that'll be great for that room. Throw him alongside Caden Helms, Devon Mitchell, also Cade McIntyre. Am I missing somebody, or is that it? I think that might be it. I mean, obviously.
Yeah. Well, they're Blake Smith, but not
Michael
sure.
Yeah. So there are some guys, but that's kind of the room. And like you said, it's important because you got to have depth in that room. And here's the thing about him too. We saw OU throw to the tight end some this year. Not very much. They really didn't do it a whole lot. But when Stogner got it, not a whole lot of yards after catch. Sharp is the guy that can get plenty of yards after the catch if you watch his tape. So that's exciting. Also, just a guy that can go up and get the ball, extremely athletic, and 6'5", great frame, great for him to go high point the ball. He's going to be a guy that I'm sure Jackson Arnold's going to love having around.
Yeah, looking at like the rushing side of things, man, would have been nice if he was here 2 years ago when OU had to use a tight end in the Wildcat down in Dallas. But that's something for another day. Anyhow, rushing the ball, he ran in 5 touchdowns this year there, about 130 so yards. Over the past 2 years, he started every single game there. So a lot of experience. That tight end room not only needed somebody, they also needed somebody with experience, because you're at the point now where Cade McIntyre, he's really only played in 1 game. He played in a few others, but he had that 1 reception against Arkansas State. And then for a good chunk of the season, you never saw him again. Caden Helms, never seen him. Unfortunately, the injury bug has always been with him. Then you also have like Devon Mitchell coming in. He's coming in a year early as an early enrollee. So a year and a half earlier than when he's supposed to actually graduate high school. So again, that's super young, not a lot of experience there. So you can add someone in Bauer Sharp who's played college football for 2 years at the FCS level at Southeastern Louisiana. That brings a lot of experience that in a position group that really, really needs it.
Well, and also he had like 28 or 29 catches for 288 and 3 touchdowns. But the offense he's in is a very run heavy offense. I mean, so he's coming from an offense that's very run heavy. And listen, he's trying to develop his career. If he's wanting to move on, it's going to have to be at tight end. He's going to have to be catching balls. So he's coming in to catch passes. Now, I mean, what he was doing there was a little different the way they were using him. He's come to expand his skills and his skill set at Oklahoma. And I think he's going to put up really good numbers for Oklahoma in year one, Hunter.
Yeah, you look at who the offensive coordinators are. Seth Luttrell, fullback H-back. That's his background. Then Joe John Finley, tight end. Joe John coaches the tight ends as well. So, I mean, you kind of have to think the tight end's going to be heavily involved in the offense, at least more targets than what he was getting at Southeastern Louisiana, and more targets than we saw last year with Austin Stogner from Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, and like you mentioned earlier, there were other guys in the portal that, I saw Johnson, tight end from A&M, committed to North Carolina. You had the Notre Dame tight end that thought maybe OU might go after. But other than that, I mean, this guy is the best of the best that's out there right now. And OU had to get – I mean, if you don't land Sharp, then kind of where are you at in the portal for a tight end? You know what I mean? So very important that they got him.
Yeah, as a tight end in the transfer portal, he's a 4-star recruit.
Correct.
Like that's something that needs to be talked about. Like, again, Southeastern Louisiana, just forget that part of it. Like, you look at the tape, you look at his size, measurables, all of that. He's a very good tight end that, again, I said it earlier, it should really translate to the next level. It was just one of those situations. He was recruited as a quarterback out of high school and went there to play quarterback. That didn't work out. He moved to tight end, realized his future is at tight end, and then now all these big time programs were going after him in the transfer portal, and Oklahoma was fortunate enough to land him.
Yeah, and also at tight end, you look at OU. We mentioned some guys they have in the room. Don't forget, Caden Helms was a really highly recruited guy. He's just been injured. Devon Mitchell is extremely highly recruited. So they got guys. Now you throw in a guy with experience. That's what they have none of in that room. I mean,
Yep.
you got a Helms, McIntyre, Devon Mitchell. There's no experience. So this is what you have to have, is a guy with experience. And this is how you play the portal the right way as far as positions like this. You get a guy comes in with experience, can make a difference, can make an impact immediately. And that's what I see him doing. So super excited for Bauer Sharp from Southeast Louisiana, committed to Oklahoma today. Huge get for Oklahoma, for Joe John Finley, for Seth Luttrell, and excited to watch him play in Norman this year because I think he will make an impact. Once again, thanks for subscribing to the channel. As always, till next time, Boomer.